there, and welcome to KGL TV. I'm Reverend Kelly, and this is the voice of cannabis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Grand Rising, if you're watching right now on Friday. If you're watching at a later date, hey, subscribe, follow along with what we're doing in the future so you never miss a live broadcast. I'm so excited. So usually I do the show just 2 or 3 times a week. This has been 4 times a week, so that this week anyway, so that I can meet with 4 different chefs for So You Think You Can Cook with Cannabis. Can you see that? Did it come up? It's happening. It's happening. It's happening Monday, June 1st. So that's like 2-3 days from now. 3 more sleeps, Friday sleeps, Saturday. 3 more sleeps. And we'll be in Whitby at Ted Reader's The Joint. Can you believe it? Presented by Zipmaster. There are 6 competitors for this, 6 competitor chefs. And 1 person will walk away with the title of Ontario's best cannabis chef. But they're not only going to get that, they're going to get prizes, like a lot of prizes. But they're also going to become, someone is going to become this. So as you know, this is the Cannavenger show, the voice of cannabis. But we're looking for the first ever Cannavenger chef. So that means that the Cannavengers out of Australia, created by the visionary Jackson Lawson, he actually created all these Cannavengers, but there's no chef. And we need a Cannavenger chef because they are the infusion scientists. They're the ones that bring together the infusions for our cooking and to make our bodies well, right? So that's going to happen with the first place winner of So You Think You Can Cook with Cannabis. This week, we've met with 3 of the chefs. Today, we meet with Chef Pat. He's coming to talk to us just after the first segment here. We're going to chat with him with all things cooking, but he's not just a chef. He's a comedian. He does actually many things. I think he's a musician. I think somebody told me he was a poet. I don't know if that's right. I think I'm going to find out. We're going to ask him all of these questions when he comes up just after the break. And what else do I have to tell you? So many things. We released our nominations. Nominations are up for the Cannabis Tourism Awards. They're happening this September. The nominations are open. CanadianCannabisTourism.com. There are 9 categories this time. We had 3 last year. We've moved it to 9, including 2 international categories. So if that interests you, head over to our Instagram right now, where all the links are. CCTA Awards. Yeah, that's our Instagram. I was just thinking that because we haven't put it up on our website yet, but it will be up this week. So nominations are out. Follow along. I can send you the link if you're interested in making a nomination for that. Another thing coming up, we have a Pride event, our 5th annual Pride event for the network, Canna Drag. Yes, Cannabis Gives Back too. It's happening in Peterborough on June 26th. This time we have 10 performers, including a headliner queen. So Spark Retail, one of the biggest retailers in all of the Peterborough County area. I think they have 6 stores. They're always our partner for this. And they give back, and they help us be able to give back to the Peterborough community, but also to the YMCA charity for the YMCA Sprout House. So that's a home in Toronto for queer youth who have no place to go. Maybe they have not been given a welcome home in their own home, maybe even in their country. And the YMCA Sprout House helps them and gives them a home. So we've been doing this fundraiser for the last 5 years. This will be our 5th year, and tickets are on sale right now on Eventbrite. We're so excited to be able to host this every single year and give back and teach the community what it's like to be a queer ally like myself, an allyship. If that's something, if you're not in the queer community, you can be queer adjacent. You can help out. So that's the 5th year of doing this. And if you want more information, of course, kglnetwork.org. Do I have anything else to tell you? Oh, this is really cool too. Education, we're going to watch one of their commercials coming up, is starting to do harm reduction matters at cannabis events. So if you go to an event with alcohol, then you are maybe seeing like St. John Ambulance or something like that that's there because people get out of control when they are drinking alcohol. For the most part, really, it's true. It's a statistic. But we don't really have anything prepared for events where people are over consuming, where maybe there's some greening out. We would call it that as well. Well, come in Educanation, and they're going to help with that. So we're just starting this project out. They're going to be on hand. Well, JJ O'Brien is going to be on hand on Monday at So You Think You Can Cook with Cannabis to be able to offer that kind of thing. It's an amazing, amazing opportunity for people to learn. That's the kind of thing that they can offer that. So we're going to come back with Chef Pat. We're going to hear all about what he has to say. Right now, we actually are going to hear a little bit more about Educanation. Educanation, a Canadian non-profit organization devoted to improving the quality of cannabis education and care across our nation and around the world. Educanation believes in continued education and support through the 3-tiered membership: cannabis education and outreach services, patient education and support through their holistic clinic model. Educanation, providing the highest standard of professional and responsible cannabis education. www.educanation.info. So excited for it. 3 more sleeps. It's like Christmas, for real. It's the 4th time that we have produced this competition. It's the 3rd time that Ontario has had this competition produced for it. And this is the first time we will ever crown Ontario's best cannabis chef. It's been a long road to get here, and we're so excited to be there and to be able to offer this and to be able to create this. So 6 chefs will come together to be able to see who can pioneer the best in this space, culinary cannabis. It's a new frontier. But in another 10 years from now, mark my words right now, it will be something that you will be able to find in regular dining restaurants. There'll be licenses for it. There'll be permits for it. It's happening. But to be able to actually pioneer in that space and to create in that space and to build in that space is very rare. So I'm so excited to be able to introduce you to one of the gentlemen that's actually doing that and has been doing it one of the longest that I've heard of. Chef Pat, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Yes,
yeah, let me make you a little bit closer. There you are.
Here. Let's go.
Chef Pat, I like your shirt. The first time I ever met you, you were wearing a fancy hat. You had a fancy lightning bolt earring. And I said to you, you have style. That's what I said in my head. I'm like, that man has style. That meant, you know what I like the best about you? That you're not afraid to be yourself. That you are just you, who you are, and you bring that out, and you share that with us. You share that with the world. So I think that's so wonderful. Chef Pat, tell me a little bit about your shirt. What's going on? Where did that shirt come from? It's amazing.
You know what? You dress how you feel. I feel amazing. And that's it. You know what I mean? It's just a reflection of me. God wants me to be authentic. So this is who I showed up as.
I love it. We match a little bit. I've got a little bit of your color in my shirt, and we're like loud and stuff. We're matching today. We were matching when we met too, because we just like to dress like that. There we go. We're on the same wavelength, my friend. Hey, Chef. Okay, so you're Chef Pat, but you also are a comedian. You do so many things. Can you tell us about that? Like maybe share with us what you do?
You know what, Kelly? It's pretty simple. I'm an artist. I'm here to express myself. I'm here to share my point of view. I'm here to color the world. This is my mission and why I'm here. So I'm doing that through all different mediums possible, whatever speaks to me, whether it's music, it's painting, it's cooking, it's my spoken word, it's just how I step out for the day. That's just who I'm showing up as, and it's just all expressive, artistic reactions, expressions, and color.
That's cool. I feel that. Release it. Just any way you can, right? Very good, very good. Okay, so specifically the chef, the cooking part. Can we talk about that? How long have you been cooking from? Where did that, or cooking for? Where did that come from?
Cooking chose me, Kelly. I've been cooking since I was 4 years old. At my 4th birthday, my parents bought me a play kitchen because they just saw how passionate I was about eating and food. I was always interested interested in what was going on. The kitchen has always been my mad science playground. My parents always encouraged me to experiment with whatever was in the pantry, pulling stuff out of the cupboards. If I could mix it, if I could taste it, if I could throw it in the air, it was something that was going into a bowl and getting tossed in the oven. And it just kind of spiraled from there. I just really let my passion and my love for food take me down the road. I worked in tons of restaurants. The first restaurant I worked at was the most famous restaurant in the world, not necessarily known for quality, known for quantity. That's right, McDonald's was the first place that I worked at. I was SpongeBob SquarePants. I was the fry cook, and that actually helped me get it was all part of the plan. It was all to get my second job, which was up north at a golf resort, at a hotel. I was working on the line. I was scrubbing dishes. You start low and slow like good barbecue, and you never know where you're gonna go. And it's just taken me around the world and back again.
What a story. What a story. So your heritage is Mexican, if I had that correct. Were you born there, or is that your heritage? And the reason I'm asking is I wonder if you cook Mexican food.
Claro que sí. Yes, I was born in Mexico City, Coyoacán to be specific. I was adopted as a baby. You know, the hands of God chose me. It's a divine intervention, if you were to say. And yeah, so I originated in Mexico City, moved to Canada as a baby, and I love cooking Mexican flavors. I think I call it fast fusion because there are just so many different influences from around the world that inspire and reflect in the food that I cook. Listen, at the end of the day, it's about flavor, it's about tantalizing, it's about surpassing expectations. And I think Mexican food does a great job on its own of doing that. So, of course, 100% it finds its way onto my plate.
Okay, so Mexican, of course. Are there any other cultures that you like to cook with or cook with, I guess, alongside? And what is your favorite? What is your favorite thing to cook?
I don't pick favorites. You know what? Every day is a different day of the week. I'll tell you one thing though. I love chicken wings and I love chocolate. Okay. Those are two
Okay.
of my go-to lovely things. Listen, you can start with the base, but where you take them, that's where the speciality of food really starts to take place. You can take something simple and make it fancy, doesn't matter. Um, I lived in Malaysia when I was 6 years old, and that really opened up the world of food and flavors for me because of uh, how broad all of those things are in those countries. You're really exposed to so many different things that at the time, back in the 80s, those things just weren't available in the grocery stores. Now you can go down and you can find any international aisle in a lot of the mainstream grocery stores, but back then they couldn't. So wow, you know, mangoes, lychees. I was eating snake and eel and tons of different. Yeah, I've always been a very adventurous eater from the get-go. When I was 1 years old, mussels were my favorite food.
Oh,
And mussels were actually my babysitter. My parents could go out for dinner, order a nice bottle of wine, order me a bowl of mussels, and I would be quiet, happy as a clam, happy as a mollusk in my high chair, and they wouldn't hear a peep out of me for an hour.
that's incredible.
So I've always been adventurous, open to food, open to new experiences. And I mean, I love flavors. I want to taste it, I want to experience it, and I want to see if I can showcase it.
Okay, all right, all right. Now, I've heard you talk about snake and eel and mussels and lots of other animals that you're cooking up. You know that I'm vegan. And my question to you is, if you could cook a vegan meal that would have no meat, what would you cook?
Well, you got to go to the staple, to a solid base.
Okay.
A potato is 100% the best and most versatile base that we could start with.
Okay.
And there's so many different ways that you could serve it up. Listen, I'm probably going to do something real sexy, a nice potato pave, use that as the base, and let's go with some sauces and some good roasted vegetables. We're going crispy. Listen, we're going to tantalize every single taste bud on that tongue. And there are so many different ways you can do that, whether it's with vegetables, whether it's with fruits, whether it's with meats, anything that comes from the ocean. Listen, you're only limited to your scope of how you see that ingredient.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about cannabis now. You've got the chef part going down. You've been eating eels and snakes and mussels your whole life, right? How does the cannabis play into this? How are you putting all of that, infusing it into each other?
The cannabis is the cherry on top. It's the coup de grace. It's the fine tuning. It's the fairy dust. Listen, cannabis for me has done wonders, but it has also hindered me in many ways. What I'm saying is there's a special relationship that needs to be developed and recognized when it comes to cannabis.
Yeah.
One, I think it's probably one of the most powerful and versatile ingredients on the planet, let alone in your spice rack, in your pantry. Now, when it comes to food, there's so many different aspects that cannabis can play in. Let's just start way before, pre-meal. Like, how many people have been inspired to eat something because of the consumption of cannabis, right? It literally gives you the munchies.
Yeah.
So let's give it to you and let's satisfy the munchies all at the same time. Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty excited.
You know what? There's so many different things. At the end of the day, for me, cannabis, before I even considered it as something that was like a healing or like a health product, it was a mind and heart opener. It was all about discovery, curiosity, and I think I deeply do think that I have shamanic roots, which is why I was so attracted to it and curious from an early age. I was 13 when cannabis came into my life, and it's very impactful. It has impacted my life in so many different ways, but I think the opening of whatever doors spiritually and embodiment that it has done, I owe a lot of it to the actual plant, the spirit of the plant, and everything that you cannot see.
Very good. Very good. I love it. I love it. It's your medicine too. Will you share a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. It's my medicine. It's very powerful, cannabis. A little goes a long way. And I have worked the balances of how that medication runs its way into my system, into my body. But what I will say is when I was 30, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. I'd already been cooking with cannabis and consuming cannabis way before then, but really was way more mindful in terms of, you know what? If I eat it, it is that much more powerful and impactful to my body. And I just use it to help regulate inflammation. At least that's what I tell myself. You know what? It's just a great escape. It's a great escape from whatever the ail is. And I can't think of it as anything else other than that, really, when it comes down to it.
Very good. Very good. All right. So when I first met you, I think one of the very first things you said to me was that you are going to win this competition. You were absolutely sure. You told me you're winning this competition. I don't want you to share any of your surprises. Don't tell us any of that. But can you maybe tease us a little bit? What can we expect from you coming up on Monday?
I told you that in confidence, Kelly. I said that in confidence. You had to go and throw me under the bus in front of all the other contestants.
I love it so
That's
much.
my bone.
Every one of you has told me this, by the way. Every one of you.
You know what? I'm the son of a champion. I just know that, and I
Cool.
feel it within my bones. And listen, it's not about me competing with other people. It's about me showing up as the best version of myself on the day. And you know what? I just know that when I do, I'm sunshine on a plate. It's delicious. You feel it in your soul. You feel it in your being. And that's what I'm bringing forward. And if anybody wants to step then let's go. Bring it on.
Yeah.
I'm a competitor and I'm here to do it.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
That's it, baby. Let's go.
Okay, so you also are a comedian. You are a stand-up comedian. You do it on stages and stuff. So what brought you to that? How can you be a comedian, chef? What made you decide that I'm going to go on a stage and tell jokes too?
Pain, pure pain.
Oh.
No, I've always wanted to be the funny guy when I was younger, when I was a kid, and I never was. I was never the one that really got all the laughs in the class clown, but I knew I was funny. And when I was back in 2022, I went to Indonesia. I went to Bali, and I was doing some fitness R&D, opening a fitness CrossFit retreat. And some of the friends that I had met had been doing open mics, stand-up open mics. And I had been flirting with the idea for years. And I just had the opportunity to jump into the workshops. And it went way better than I thought. And after 2 months, I was a regular at the comedy club. And I was a professional comedian in Indonesia. They're still laughing. And I'm big in Indonesia. I might be little here, but I'm big over there.
They've got like posters and
Oh,
trading
absolutely.
cards.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. That's so cool. I love it. Okay, so we're going to do one commercial break. We're going to come back and do our morning show news and stuff. And maybe when we come back, you can tell me a joke, and then we'll see if you're funny. I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. You've got about a minute to think. I want a joke when we come back.
One of the biggest areas for growth in the cannabis industry is actually cannabis hospitality. And did you know you could start your own business for under $5,000? Allow me to take you through my mentorship program to receive your cannabis hospitality stewardship certificate, where we're going to allow you to understand this plant in a way in which you can actually shepherd the plant to people. And not only a way to start a new career, but a way to actually enrich people's lives so they can use the benefits of cannabis to enhance their lifestyle. Please join me on this revolutionary journey.
We are back on KGL TV. I'm Reverend Kelly. This is the Voice of Cannabis. We've got our co-host today, Chef Pat Rodrigo. I cannot roll my R's. I'm sure you can do that in a much better way than I can. Newton is here with us. Chef Pat, before we went on our break, I asked you if you would tell me a joke. Do you have one for me?
Okay, I'm just coming right off the top. Kelly, what's the difference between a joint and a spliff?
What is the difference?
Your joints hurt every morning when you wake up, but once you burn a spliff, it just goes away.
Okay.
I don't know.
That was very good. That was very good. I like dad jokes. I like knee
That
stoppers.
is, yo,
So
I am the
that was a little
king of
groany.
dad jokes. Let's go.
Yeah, that was very good. Very puns. Very good. Okay, so my news today. So sometimes when I do this, because we're live, I try to show the screen and then it slows everything down. We might not have that happen today, but let's see. Maybe I'll just have to read it. It comes to us today from the business of cannabis. Did it come up? No. Oh, did it work now? The business of cannabis today tells us that Vertanical secures milestone FDA breakthrough designation for cannabis pain drug ahead of imminent European launch. So these guys are saying, so it's from the businessofcannabis.com, that they are moving their second shipment of approval of a cannabis, infused full spectrum. They call it a drug, but it's cannabis derived and it's medicine for pain, and it's happening right now in Europe. It was granted in May 18th. It was reserved for investigational medicines, showing the potential for substantial improvement over existing therapies in serious conditions. This is huge. This is huge because they're actually shipping over cannabis-derived medicine. They're calling it a drug, but medicine to be used over there. Chef Pat, what do you think of that?
I think it's amazing in terms of for cannabis, the brand. I do have some, I think that when you start to synthesize and use cannabis as a platform, but you move away from it naturally, I think that's where I run into a problem. I love that it's getting so much spotlight, and I think that progression in the cannabis space is awesome. But we really need to look at the quality of the ingredient. If it's cannabis derived, but then it
Yes.
happens to be synthesized, then I think we're losing the point. You're trying to just put the plant as your scapegoat, but you're using something that doesn't happen to be natural. So I think
love
as
it.
long as we stay natural with it, and that we use full spectrum extract, and you use
It
the
says.
quality of the cannabinoids in the plant, and it's 100% authentic and natural, beautiful. I love it. If you're stepping away from that, then you need to get out of my face with that, because I just think that it's really
Hold on.
bastardizing the plant.
Hold on.
And it's not
Hold
helping
on.
us.
I've got a point, though. I've got a point. So I completely agree with you. Anytime that something has been touched by the hand of man, it changes it. And I used to say that exact same thing that you're saying, but then I realized that there are some countries in the world where the plant is not free in any way. So any way that we can get it there by any step towards where we can actually have the full spectrum whole plant, that's just a step forward. And I think that that shows them, hey, it's working. We can say yes to this. Maybe the plant isn't so scary, and then maybe we can do something else with it. Do you think so? Maybe that kind of opens up the door a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I think the club is a cool club, and not every member of the club is necessarily on the board of directors.
I know.
But yeah, I
It's
think
true.
if they're willing to have the conversations, and they're willing to loosen their laws, or at least lighten things up, so that they can have the conversations to see if maybe our uh, our laws are a little obsolete or need a revamping, then I love that. I think it's great. As long as we're progressing and pushing the word of it forward, so that it can become all that it is intended to be for those who need it and those who identify with it, then I think that's a beautiful thing. And the fact that it's coming from Europe, which has so many different countries clustered closely with varying different laws, the fact that even if they're allowing research with it within a science institution, I think that's a good step forward.
Step forward. Step forward. It's what it is. It's a step forward, and we can only hope and pray that this plant will be free around the world faster than it is. Weather news of the day. I thought we would check out the weather in Mexico, Chef Pat. When was the last time that you were in Mexico? What's it like there? What's the weather?
Just over a year ago.
Is it hot?
Yeah, my last experience in Mexico wasn't amazing. I contracted a sepsis infection in my leg and was hospitalized for 14 days. But you know what? The entire time it was sunny. I loved it. Mexico is a beautiful country, and never far away from a sunny day.
Look at that, eh? Sun, sun, sun. A little bit of rain towards the end of the week, but high temperatures. We are dreaming of Mexico. Okay, now we're
Magnifico.
going to do sports news. Do you like the Blue Jays, Chef Pat?
I'm a fan of baseball. I do like my home team. Baseball is a little slow for me. I love playoff baseball, and I can't say that I tune in all the time.
No. What's your home team? Like,
Oh yeah,
is it
the
a
Blue Jays.
Mexico
Come on,
team?
I hold it down for Toronto all day.
Oh, okay.
Leafs.
Okay. So you do like them.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the Blue Jays.
Okay, so our news is that the Blue Jays won last night. They're on a winning streak, and my favorite Blue Jay is their closer, Louis Varland. And this picture here, I love this picture of him almost snuggling with Dalton Varsho because they're happy about their win, and they're on a winning streak. So it's very exciting. I'm pretty sure that they're going to take the World Series this year, Chef Pat. I'm certain of it, actually. I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, hey, you got to dream. You got to dream, and you know what? Kelly, right now happens to be a blue moon. It's the micro moon.
Yeah.
It's coming on Sunday. So if the Jays win once in a blue moon, I think it can happen. I think it can happen. We were close last year. Listen, let's not leave it up to chance. Let's not leave it in the hands of the judges. It's got to be decisive. Let's go.
Oh, I love it. And speaking of judges, do you have anything to say to them before we wrap up here, Chef Pat? You're going to see them on Monday.
I got nothing but love for my judges. Every single judge on that panel is unique, individual in their own way have a different story when it comes to cannabis. I love it. I think that's amazing. I think individuality and authenticity is the most important thing in whatever space you occupy. And each of those judges do a great job of doing that. So I got nothing but love for my judges.
They are a producer's dream, let me tell you, as are you, as are our other competitors. Hey, Chef Pat, thanks so much for joining us for today. Where can people follow along with what you're doing?
My absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time having me as your guest. I can be found on all social platforms at Chef Pat Newton.
Before we go, and I cannot forget this part, can you tell us a little bit about, and I make sure I pronounce it right, entheogenic? Did I say that wrong? Your actual cannabis brand, which flower you're using in the competition? I want to shout this brand out right now too before we go.
Yeah, it's called entheogenic solutions. An entheogen is any type of substance that is used in shamanic or spiritual ways to reach altered states of consciousness. Cannabis happens to be our first substance, which we are developing to help achieve those states. But across the board, we are looking to do it on many different compounds. The amazing thing that makes us so different in this space, and there are people who are doing it, I'm not saying they're not, but we specialize in living soil organics, live soil organic. That is so special because at the end of the day, we are focused on quality, the compounds, the structure, the smells, the effects, and life begins beneath the surface. That's why soil is so important to us, and the life, the microbiome which exists within that living earth.
What an honor to be able to have
Entheogenic
you.
is so honored and happy to be able to be in this space with you guys and coming forward. At the end of the day, it's just all about quality. Quality trumps quantity, in my opinion, in my life, in my world, in my reality, 7 days a week.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And thanks for joining us today on The Voice on KGL TV. Have a great day.